So Suella Braverman wants it. You know, will you do it then? Unite the right?
Well, I agree with her that there isn't space for two, and the reality is Reform has already overtaken the Conservative Party. Look, how can you do a deal? How can you do a pact with a group, with a tribe who deal entirely in deception, in falsehoods and betrayal? They have betrayed the people of Britain to such an extraordinary degree that they will fully deserve the extinction event that's now facing them.
To be fair to them, really, I mean, the latest Morning Common poll there shows that you are neck and neck in the polls, but they would get a lot more seats. So is it fair for you to say that you've overtaken them? They are still the number one right-wing party, aren't they?
Well, the pollsters have a great deal of discretion, if you actually look at the underlying models, to flex things up and down. And none of the pollsters want to go first, because pollsters are there just largely. They have no interest in being correct. They just want to not be demonstrably wrong. You'll see in the coming weeks Reform surging ahead of the Tory party, as we already have done in several polls. But look, let's look at the Tories' track record here. Over the 14 years that they were in government, they grew the size of the population of the United Kingdom by 6.5 million people. They built no net new prison places, which is why we have violent criminals running rampant around the United Kingdom, and people feel terrified to leave their homes, particularly women. They... You know, the 2010, the 2015, the 2017 and the 2019 manifesto, they promised to bring net migration to what? Down to the tens of thousands. What did they do? They left office with that number at 1 million. They created the religion of net zero. They enshrined it into law with an insane target without thinking about it, by Kemi Badenoch's own admission. And do you know how much British consumers, do you know how much the viewers of your programme have had to subsidise those renewable companies at their behest?
Go on.
£300 per household per year. And that's from their net pay while they've been struggling to make ends meet. They allowed wokery and DEI to run rampant. Look, I was out in the United States, in Washington, D.C., during the inauguration weekend, and you saw that amazing ceremony, the executive order signing ceremony. I mean, what a thing to see a politician, heaven forbid, promise things and actually deliver on them on day one. What was he doing? He was basically doing the very opposite of what the Tories did in government, whether it's on DEI.
So it's no deal. So what you're saying is no deal.
We will never do a deal with the Tory party, because they will never again get a chance to betray the British people. I will say one other thing, which is that you're now seeing senior Tories on a daily basis now propose deals. And make no mistake, what this is a defeated army waving the white flag, begging for mercy, of which there will be none forthcoming.
But would you take them... Well, OK, fair enough. But, I mean, would you extend that to Suella, though? I mean, would you show her mercy in that sense? Would you welcome her in?
I have enormous respect for Suella as an individual. She paid a heavy price for saying things that were just objectively true. I mean, I remember I wasn't even in politics. I was running my tech company at this stage, and I read her op-ed in the Daily Telegraph where she talked about two-tier policing.
Yeah.
In fact, she actually used the phrase, the perception of two-tier policing. She even attenuated her language. She was talking about things that even then were so demonstrably and obviously true that all of your viewers know that it makes sense. And what happened? She was banished from the tribe. She was excommunicated. So, frankly, I'm actually quite disappointed that she would propose that we do a deal with the sort of people who would treat her that way.